MOL's recent investment portfolio focused on cold chain logistic network, office real estate in central business district, renewable energy, especially offshore wind and SOV vessels, and industrial infrastructure such as warehousing, baseport, and chemical tanks terminals. Project investment in global as following. MOL is expanding its logistics infrastructure with 2 cold storage projects in Singapore and Bangkok. In Singapore, with the project name 8JB, a joint venture with partners Kajima Development and Commonwealth Capital. 8JB Cold Warehouse is located near Jurong Fishery Port. At 110 meters tall and 5 stories high, it will be the tallest industrial cold warehouse in Asia. The commercial operation is expected by year-end 2025. In Bangkok, with the project name Omega 1. The project is developed through the CapitaLand Southeast Asia Logistics Fund, CSLF, in which MOL holds a 32.5% stake. Omega 1 is the first project of CSLF in the area. The facility will cover 200,000 square meters and 169,000 automated pallets, with completion targeted for February 2027. Under MOL's group's Blue Action 2035 plan, we are transforming our portfolio by increasing non-shipping and stable revenue businesses. Following this strategy, Daibiru is expanding globally through real estate investments. Daibiru has acquired 100% of Capital House, an office and retail building in central London, less than a minute from Bank Station, for about 227 million USD. This marks Daibiru's first step into the UK market after Vietnam, Australia, the USA, and India. Capital House will become MOL Group's new headquarters for Europe and Africa. MOL aims to expand across the entire offshore wind power value chain and has invested in 2 offshore wind farms in Taiwan. In 2022, MOL and Japanese partners acquired a 25% stake in Formosa 1, the first offshore wind farm in Taiwan, fully operational since December 2019. In May this year, MOL purchased a 10% stake from Copenhagen Infrastructure Partners, CIP, in the Fangmiao project, investing about 170 million USD. The new ownership structure is CIP 90%, MOL 10%. The project is under construction and scheduled for completion by the end of 2027. MOL will dispatch personnel and provide vessels to support construction and maintenance. As a co-developer, MOL continues to build expertise in offshore wind farm construction and operations, strengthening its position in the offshore wind business. MOL has operated Asia's first service operational vessel, SOV, TSS Pioneer, since 2022. Built at Vard Shipyard in Vũng Tàu during the pandemic, it is on long-term charter to Ørsted, supporting the Greater Changhua offshore wind farm in Taiwan. The vessel performs over 1,000 gangway connections annually, providing safe transfers and comfortable accommodations without major downtime. Building on this success, in 2024, MOL ordered 2 additional SOVs from Damen shipyards. Currently under construction at Halong Shipyard, these vessels feature diesel battery hybrid systems and are methanol ready for future green fuel use. TSS Cruiser, delivery in March 2026. TSS Challenger, completion in March 2027. In a strategic move to grow offshore wind business, MOL and Mitsui & Co. have acquired a joint stake in Scotland's port of Nig, a key base port for both the construction and operation phases of offshore wind projects. Mitsui & Co. holds 51% share, while MOL holds 49%. As a premier energy superhub in Europe, the Port of Nig provides essential infrastructure for the offshore wind and oil and gas sectors, including a 1,200-meter berth with a -12-meter draft, a ground-bearing capacity of up to 50 tons per square meters, and a 75-hectare storage yard. This acquisition will enable MOL to expand its port logistics and marine transport services for offshore wind, supporting the growth of renewable energy and the transition to a decarbonized society. In March 2025, MOL acquired 100% of LBC Tank Terminals Group, Rotterdam, for approximately $1.7 billion, positioning chemical logistics as a key growth area. LBC operates 7 terminals in major chemical hubs across Europe and the US Gulf Coast, offering 3 million cubic meters of storage and comprehensive transport infrastructure. This move supports MOL's Blue Action 2035 plan to become a social infrastructure provider and strengthen its role in next-gen energy supply chains, including ammonia and CO2 transport. Early of 2025, MOL also signed a long-term charter with SCG for 5 very large ethane carriers, 100,000 cubic meters each, to transport liquefied ethane from the US to Vietnam's Long Son petrochemical plant. The vessels, built by Samsung Heavy Industries, will be delivered between 2027 to 2028. Next are the business development projects in Vietnam. MOL, together with SNP subsidiaries TCCT and CLL, is participating in a bonded warehouse project at Gai Mep, TCCT Terminal B, under a business cooperation contract, BCC. The project covers 6.8 hectares of land owned by KCTC. In the initial phase, the parties will leave 2.3 hectares to build a 14,000 square meter warehouse with a total investment of approximately $10 million USD. Each party will hold a 32% share. As scheduled, the BCC contract will be signed in Q4 2025 and commence warehouse operations around Q4 2026. Following the success of MOL's DG warehouse in Haiphong, MOL and Dangang Logistics, TCL, are planning to develop a 6,750 square meter DG warehouse at ICD Dangang Yongjet to meet growing market demand in the south. After several meetings, both parties are discussing a business model where TCL builds the facility and leases it long-term to a new joint venture. The joint venture will invest in equipment and operate the warehouse. MOL and TCL will continue the studying to get internal approval of headquarters. If successful, operations could begin by mid-2027 with a strategic location, strong policy support from SNP, and MOL's operational expertise. The project is expected to be a success. Under the revised National Power Development Plan, the 8th, Vietnam targets 6 to 7 GW of offshore wind capacity between 2030 to 2035, requiring a dedicated baseport for construction. Over the past 2 years, the MOL and S&P joint team has surveyed multiple potential port sites. Early this year, MOL appointed consultant Royal Hashkening to conduct a pre-feasibility study, completed in August. Based on technical and commercial criteria of the final report, promising sites include Dang Gang Petrol Cam Ranh, PTSC Downstream, Ba Seng, and Long An International Port. In a July 2025 meeting, S&P introduced the Hong Quai Port Project in southern Vietnam. We believe that Hong Quai Port Project's potential with its strategic location. S&P and MOL will keep further discussing to deeply investigate and develop the project. MOL and partner V Flowtech, in collaboration with TCIT, are studying the deployment of vanadium redox flow battery (VRFB) technology at TCIT terminal. A site survey was conducted earlier this year to evaluate the feasibility. MOL and V Flowtech have applied the study to the Net Zero Challenge 2025, organized by Temasek Foundation. If successful, the proof of concept POC can be implemented at TCIT free of charge. MOL is participating in ready-built factory development through the Capital Land Sea Logistic Fund, CSLF, with the first project named Avatar Vietnam in Quang Ninh Province. CSLF has leased 6.4 hectares in Amata City Ha Long Industrial Park to construct facilities including 3 functional zones, 8 factories, and supporting infrastructure. The total investment is approximately $23.3 million USD, with completion targeted for January 2027. This development is tailored to meet enterprise demand for ready-to-use factories, warehouses, and office spaces, helping businesses save time and accelerate operations.